Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the final NHL offseason video I'm doing, at least for the time being. We have discussed, the biggest re-signings. We've discussed most of the big free agent signings. There are a few I did not cover. I think Darcy Kemper was one of the biggest ones I did not talk about, going to Washington Capitals. But, I mean, if I did, a video on every signing I thought was significant, I do about 20 or 30 videos. And, I mean, there's just not enough time in the day for that. So, in this one, I'm going in a bit of a different route. I am actually going to talk about a player who has retired, one of the only retirement of the NHL offseason so far, former Blackhawks and Oilers defenseman Duncan Keith. But before I get into that, I do want to shout out our social media real quick, mainly our YouTube channel at Review Preview Sports. We also have other, social medias. I'll put up the ticker real quick if anyone wants to look at that. But like I said, for the final video, at least for the time being. Obviously, I'll do more later if a massive trade or whatever breaks out. But in this one, I'm going to be discussing the retirement of an incredible defenseman, one of the best I definitely have ever seen, at least in the past 10 years. I mean, I'm a bit of a younger guy, so I'm not able to remember the primes of guys like Nick Lidstrom or Ray Bork or guys like that. But from the era I've seen, I mean, Duncan Keith at his height was just an absolute animal with the Blackhawks. He was a big part of them winning 3 Stanley Cups in 6 years as, basically their unquestioned best defenseman. They had other good guys as well, Brent Seabrook was an absolute animal as well, I think, at his height. But Duncan Keith was definitely one of the unquestioned, undisputed leaders of that team. And, like I said, he did retire. It's actually his birthday today. This was not planned. That's a complete coincidence, but it is his 39th birthday. Happy birthday, Duncan Keith. Picked a perfect time to retire, I guess. But like I said, he was a 3 times Cup winner in 2010, 2013, and 2015. I think I've got that right. With the Blackhawks, the first one was against the Flyers, second one was against the Bruins, and the third one against the Lightning. And they won all 3 of those finals. He won 2 times Norris Trophy, which is awarded to the top defenseman in the league. He won those in, let me check real quick which years those were actually. If I zoom out a bit here, he won those in 2013-14 and 29-10. And the 2009-10 season was, like I said, the year where he won his first ever Stanley Cup final with the team. But if we're looking at his career stats real quick, he was also 3 times All-Star. He was a 2 times NHL first team as well. And he did win the Conn Smythe in 2014-15 as playoff MVP. So has definitely a good awards cabinet for a defenseman. And his career stats, 646 points in 1,256 games, 106 goals, 540 assists, for a plus 159, 117 career puck shares. And this season, still very serviceable for the Edmonton Oilers, even while he was 38. He had 21 points, 64 assists, or 64 games played, 1 goal, 20 assists. He was a plus 15, 4 puck shares this year. And, I mean, what a career, to play in the league for 17 seasons is a feat in itself, let alone to do it how well he did. I mean, if you look at his career stats, look at these block shots, man. Plus 100 block shots easily for every year, but like 4 of his career. The guy was an absolute animal of getting in the way of pucks. He wasn't a massive hitter, but he was also fantastic at stealing the puck. 559 takeaways to 837 giveaways. Pretty solid ratio for defenseman. He also ate a ton of minutes for his career. 24:57 time on ice. So, he was always out there eating minutes. And what I love as well, look at all these seasons where he did not miss, any time pretty much at all. I'm just going to highlight all the seasons here that I see. Okay, that actually didn't work. But, look here, 05, 06, 81 games played. 06, 07, 07, 08, 82. 77, 82, 82, 74, 47. But that was a lockout year. They only had 48 games a year. So he only missed one that year as well, 79, 80. 80 this year, 82, 82. He did not miss a lot of games due to injury. And, sometimes the best ability is availability for a player, especially in NHL, as a defenseman. You need to be out there eating minutes for your team and producing at a high level. And Duncan Keith always did that. 113 career point shares, like I did say. He also has 70 career defensive point shares, which I looked up is actually 26 all-time ever. And of the 26 players that have more defensive puck shares than Duncan Keith 70, 18 of those players are in the Hall of Fame, and I'd say about 2 or 3 more of them will be in the Hall of Fame once they do hang it up. Thinking about guys like Zdeno Chara is the main one I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, he had a fantastic career. He played in the league for 17 years. He was a key part of the Blackhawks winning 3 Stanley Cups. And if we take a quick look, real quick, at some of his leaderboards, honors, and awards, like I said, he was a 4 times All Star, won 2 Norrises and a Conn Smythe, 2 times NHL All Star team, first team, 2009, 10, and 2013, 14. He also made in 16, 17 as a second team All Star, three championships. He's 90th in career games played, 1,256. Plus minus, he was the 8th highest active at a plus 159, which, I mean, with all the great players that this era has had that have played for a long time, to be in the top 8 is very solid. Total goals on ice for 1,598, which was 83rd all time. Like I said, he was on a very good team for a very long time, and he was a big part of the reason that those teams were very good. Defensive point shares, like I said, he's 26th all time. He was 3rd active when he retired. And I will show you this real quick because I want to show you my point. All these guys with asterisks are Hall of Famers. The only ones who aren't Zdeno Chara, who will be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, at least. All the other guys above Chara are Hall of Famers. The next 4 are Hall of Famers. Brad McCrimmon, Niedermayer's a Hall of Famer. Suter, probably not, quite Hall of Fame level, although he was very good at his height. Gwen Wesley, Jean Guy, Talbot, Terry Harper, Eric Desjardins. Only 6 players that have more defensive puck shares than Duncan Keith are not in the Hall of Fame. And, I don't think many of those guys, won 3 cups in 6 years like Duncan Keith did, played so long in the league at a very high level. To me, the main question is he a Hall of Famer? And in my opinion, I think he is. I think if a guy like Zdeno Chara goes in the Hall of Fame, which I think most would probably agree he does, I think Duncan Keith has to be in there as well. The level that he played at for such a long period of time, contributing to one of the greatest dynasties that modern hockey has ever seen, I would definitely have to say that Duncan Keith is worthy of being an NHL Hall of Famer. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there have been some interesting inductions the past few years, and we have to remember as well, it's not just the NHL Hall of Fame, it's the Hockey Hall of Fame. So you know what else you have to account for? His work with the Olympics with the Canadian national team. I'm just going to look up real quick how many gold medals he must have won as well, because that would be a massive factor for people voting him into the Hall of Fame. Let me look up his Olympic career real quick. Gold medals in 2010 in Vancouver and 2014 in Sochi. So he also won a silver medal at the 2008 Canada World Championships. So 2 gold medals as well. That's something to add to his resume further. So, I think that further cements that he probably will get in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And a player I always enjoyed watching. He did have some antics. Sometimes, he made some dirty plays that I remember, but he was a very talented guy. He played in the league for so long, and he was a key part of, a fantastic dynasty. Won 2 Norris trophies as the best defenseman in the league. And, had a playoff MVP award with the 2014-15 Conn Smythe. Duncan Keith does get my vote for the Hockey Hall of Fame, but we'll see what happens. And like I said, this will probably be my last NHL video, at least for a while. There'll probably be more big moves that come out that I will have to discuss. But as of right now, I think I've discussed the only retirement today. I discussed, the massive re-signings. I discussed most of the big free agent signings so far. So probably gonna, take a week or 2 off, see what happens, and then we'll go from there. And like I said, me and my buddy Garth Michael Patrick will be starting a hockey podcast in September on the Review and Preview band. So just want to thank, the guys at Review and Preview for giving us this opportunity. Especially my good buddy Tom. I've been friends with him for such a long time. Always been a fan of the work that these guys do over here. To join the crew itself, just a fantastic opportunity, and discuss the sport I absolutely adore, and hockey is just a bonus. So from myself, Noah Dibler, and all the crew at Review and Preview, once again, we have our social media tickers at the bottom. Make sure to check those out if you want to. But until next time, when something breaks out hockey wise, I'll be back. Probably doing some videos. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.